Do it. Advice that I would give would be to experiment, experiment in life, to
Yeah.
build, measure, learn, as my mate Ash Maria used to drum into me, but to treat it as play, to treat it as
Yeah.
experimentation, to treat it as that sandpit of our early childhood, where we're learning about the texture of sand through our hands, learning what a little bit of water would make with a sandcastle. And in that, forgive ourselves for not being as perfect immediately as we would hope to
Mm-hmm.
be. Learn
I love
a
that.
lot and be prepared to not stick with it.
All right. Hi, I'm Jill Heimiller, and I'm here with Mark Elliott, and I'm going to have him talk a little bit about his business and what he does for coaching and how he got there. So, Mark, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's Mark Elliott, and I should just say that I'm partially deaf. So, for those of you out there who are later in life and have hearing problems, I'm waving hello virtually, and if you see this on camera. So, I help people realize their dreams later in life, especially when those dreams include starting a business. So I coach, I mentor, and I teach. We have a national program called Startup School for Seniors, which helps older people become more comfortable with becoming self employed or starting a business for the first time later in their life. So that's what I do, and that's my portfolio of activities, really.
No, I love that. I think that's a great answer, especially I feel like so many of us change what we're doing for our careers in our 40s and up. So I think that's incredible. How did you get into this sort of specific area?
So I got into this area in the same way that a lot of people do. Life hit me some curveballs, and I thought, what can I do with my life? What can I
Hmm.
do with my experience? And together with colleague, somebody that I'd spent some time with, we decided to help people like us do what we were finding it difficult to do. And yes, this is a pandemic element and something which came about particularly because of the constraints that were placed on us during the pandemic. But for me, I guess I've been coaching people forever. You know, I I helped build a unicorn back in the millennium. So we were coders, we were doing stuff, and I was in Europe. I was employee number 4 when I joined, and I had 300 people working for me by the time I left 3 years later. So what
Wow.
I found that I did with people who worked for me and people I worked with, I found that other people call that coaching. And because of that amazing experience that I had
Hmm.
working in 3 European startups and then in a Californian startup, then I understood that the context of where the advice was coming from and how people took charge of themselves and agency in what they wanted to do was a thing. It was a thing that it helped to talk to other people
Yes.
about. And other
Yes.
people have so much more experience and just verbalizing things and thinking things through with a talking partner and somebody perhaps who's had similar experiences was also fairly relevant. And I should say for the listeners at home, then I'm looking very English and my British sense of humour will be coming through, I am sure. Is it coming through loud and
A little
clear to
bit.
you
Yes, I
guys?
love it. I love it.
Yeah, so in part, my coaching I realized when I had to do something different that I'd been
Mhm.
coaching for a while, coaching people, and I'd worked in a number of accelerator programs, and I'd written government policy on funding within the creative industries, that actually bringing that all together and solving a problem in British society where we're not as outgoing as some of our um, colleagues over the pond, but and so there's certain reticences that hold us back when we start to present ourselves later in life doing something new. And whilst um, younger people are more used to curating their career,
Mhm.
some within my generation, this was an alien concept. The idea that a benevolent business, an employer would look after us until we died, doesn't hold true anymore. And
I
whilst
know.
for younger people, then who are having to find their way and perhaps hustle their way through to
Mhm.
doing things, actually, it's an alien concept for more people in later life in different named generations.
Yeah.
For me as a coach working with founders, then it's really about helping them navigate what they need to find within themselves in order to make a success of this business thing or what they do for money
Yeah.
during the day or in the evening if your business is like that.
Right. Yes. I love that. Well, and so where do you get most of your clients or people who you coach? Do they just find you, or how do they find you?
Referral and people talking about people. So
Yeah.
um, on the startup school side, both co-founder Suzanne Noble and myself are fairly buoyant personalities. So because we thoroughly understand the lived experience of people over 50 in the UK and also in Europe, then we're invited to speak with community groups, with policymakers about how it works for us, what support we need, and what routes we do. And within coaching, then talking, social media such as LinkedIn, social media
Hmm.
such as Instagram, as well as Substack. So exhibiting and modeling the behavior and also allowing people to see underneath the hood to understand more about how it works for other people. Uh, and they come
Yeah.
and ask me for a bit of
I
help in
love that.
doing
And so
that.
I know you were saying most people age 50 and older. Do you have younger clients too?
age
You
is,
won't turn
but
them away, right?
age is just a number.
Right. I love that. Yes.
In some ways we're age focused but age agnostic. So my
Hmm.
clients are start from 18 and go through to 88. The,
Amazing.
the key elements are, well, actually they come to me because they want a business, um,
Hmm.
and they stay with me because I help them understand that they can make their life work for them with or without the business that they may have co opted into their dream.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
sometimes it's about enabling them to be able to deliver on their commercial dream in the way that they want to live so that um, their business supports the life that they want, whatever
Yes.
that life may be. And,
Yeah.
we often look at other people and say, I want that. I want to be that person.
Yes.
And actually, underneath it, we don't want. that. We don't want to be them. We want some of what we have projected onto their lifestyle from that sugar-coated social media. The yeah. So,
Yeah.
and I do say that in a very English way, that I work with people who know their onions, and that's a phrase. I don't know where it comes from. It's probably French, knowing us Brits, but know your onions in that you're an expert in what you do. You're an expert in what you create. And what I help people do is to provide a commercial wrapper on that so that they can make the most of their talents, of their
Mm.
experience, of their desire, and liberate the part of them which needs to be there in order to deliver that commercial
Yeah.
response.
I think that's wonderful. Yes, I was going to say I had checked out your website and saw you offer like different services and like 6-week programs and
Mm-hmm.
do you generally start with someone like you would just start with like an introductory chat? I know there was a booking link on your
Yeah,
website.
yes. The introductory chat is normally one of those places, but very often people have an understanding of how I work from how
Hmm.
they've come across me. So many people will come in expecting that I work on a program with them. So
Okay.
we work out what they want from the program, and it's probably one of two programs they'll do. From busy to blooming is if they've got revenue, if they've got clients, then I can help them make sense of why it's not working. And from seed to sapling is when they know that they want a business and they are just unsure about what exactly they would be doing and what exactly they would need to do. But that's really the
That's
easiest
really
one,
great.
because people, um, if they take pressure off themselves,
Hmm.
they generally really know what people would pay them for. And
Yes.
it's building up their confidence about, oh my
Hmm.
goodness, my time is worth that amount of money. And can I ask for it? Can I ask them to do
Yes.
that? So
Yes.
making those easy conversations and easy elements to get the business up and rolling. And when it's up and rolling, making sure that it's clean and clear, repeatable, scalable if they want scalable, ease and
Hmm.
flow if they want that, and also that they don't give themselves a hard time in a very English way, tall poppy syndrome, that they don't give themselves a hard time for being successful in what they want to
Yeah.
achieve and being
Yes.
successful, and how people see that success is actually really important to me. Working with a lot of later life people, there's often a real purpose in what they want to do. Often
Yes.
people want to change the industry that they are in, or
Yeah.
another element is to enable people not to have the same experiences. So I work with
Yes.
many purpose led founders. We have changed the way that foster parents are trained. We have changed the environment for black women entrepreneurs in
Yep.
London. We have changed the way that disability and neurodiversity are seen by both ourselves and also clients and corporate clients within the world. So many people come with a purpose that means a
Yep.
lot to them, and I see it as a joy and a privilege to enable them to live the life they want, expressing
Yes.
that purpose, expressing, oh, I hate to say the word passion, but expressing that need
Yeah.
within them, and enabling the money, enabling the flow of capital, of finance towards them,
Yes.
and balancing out both their energy and their desire for life.
Yeah.
They may have more complexities later in life. They may have grandchildren. They may have
Yeah.
physical or mental disabilities or loved
Right.
ones that they do.
Yeah. Well, and how
Holding
about, do you see
space for
any,
people.
sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Again,
Do
I
you
was just
see
going to
any
ramble on about
trends?
holding space and
No, I was just gonna say, do you see any trends kind of among the 50 plus population of things that, you consistently are having to do, whether it's, I mean, I know for me, social media had been hard at one point, right, to learn and figure and navigate. Um, are there any, I guess, any trends that you see within kind of your clients that are similar sort of throughout, or not, nothing stands out?
so yes, what I've discovered, and I've
Yeah,
advised the UK cabinet about, is that the over 50s are not all the same. That
yeah,
just as any unknown large market, there are key differentiators. And whilst it is true that many people have disconnected in some way from the online world, or have not connected and found a use with the the social media driven world, that doesn't mean that um, they're inept. That doesn't mean they're not capable of using a computer or accessing things. So many people come in with a borrowed view of themselves that
yes.
they are not able to live in a world which
Hmm.
seems driven by five white men with an inferiority complex.
Right.
So they come in with this borrowed view of themselves that they cannot, or that it is not for them. But there again, some of my clients go on to teach TikTok or teach AI to the over 80s,
Yeah,
or so it's
that's awesome.
it's just not reality that there is. But there are some people who are not as au fait with online media as it
Yeah.
could be. And also, I'm always really surprised about how many people over 50 have lived a life without understanding the basics of commerce.
Right.
So, understanding that money comes in and money goes out, and
Right.
more money needs to come in than goes out.
Right. Yes,
It's
there's a little bit of financial advice in there too.
well, it's more than financial advice. It's about
Of course.
embedding. It's about embedding um, the value that society places on all these things, and embedding the agency for them to contribute to society by donating
Hmm.
services, by donating something, and actually that needs to be their choice if they're going to do that.
Yeah.
And if it's not their choice, then we need to get more money in than we're spending. I sometimes I marvel that people have gone through a life earning decent money and having a role within a business that is clearly commercial,
Yeah.
and have escaped some of the basics of what I hope for the younger generation are basic tenets about how our society works.
Yeah. Well, I think that's yeah, I think that's a very insightful actually kind of recap. Um or hope, I guess is a better word. How about, how long does someone work with you typically? Is it ongoing? Is it like a certain length of time?
Uh, no, if anybody's journey is anybody's journey, and I love being given flowers, both on social media and in real life. So I love receiving bunches of flowers from half an hour key sessions when their
Yeah.
eyes have been opened, their confidence has been lifted, and making it happen. Or whether it's a 6 week, let's get it done kind of engagement, or
Yeah.
more normal years and years relationships with some of my clients have been many years in the making, and we've been through many transformational stages, both
Yeah.
with them as individuals and also with their businesses too. So I like to start thinking about 6 weeks as the time that we're going to spend together.
Yeah.
But the power of coaching is that it doesn't need that much time
Right.
always, and
Right.
that you can make really excellent use of any time that we spend purposely with the idea of changing ourselves
Yes.
in the comfort and strength of the expertise of somebody who's done that before.
Okay. I love that. I love that. Okay. So I think, do you have any advice for someone who is looking to get into a new business venture or maybe change careers or start their own company? Any general advice or thought?
Do it! No. So, advice that I would give would be to experiment, experiment in life, to
Yeah.
build, measure, learn, as my mate Ash Maria used to drum into me, but to treat it as play, to treat it as
Yeah.
experimentation, to treat it as that sandpit of our early childhood, where we're learning
Right.
about the texture of sand through our hands, learning what a little bit of water would make with a sandcastle. And in that, forgive ourselves for not being as perfect immediately as we would hope to
Mm-hmm.
be. So,
I love
a
that.
lot, learn
I love
a
that.
lot, and be prepared to not stick with it.
I love that. Well, thank you so much. I think that you have had some very insightful, I would say, tips and sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Calling on your experience. That's what I was looking for. So before I end, do you want to just let people know how they can follow you or how they could contact you if they were interested?
So, the best way to contact me is through my badge of shame. I've got it on my back. My badge of shame is my website, which is
Okay.
arrestedart.com. All one word, arrestedart.com. It's my badge of shame because that's my first failed company. So
Ah,
contact me through there, and if in any way these snippets and seeing me on camera or hearing me in voice have excited you, then join me on LinkedIn, where I am Mark Elliott, Elliott, and you'll see snippets from me most days and join the conversation there.
I love that. Well, thank you, Mark, for joining me. And I hope everyone enjoyed the recording here for our podcast. I definitely think that, starting a business or changing careers can be very challenging and overwhelming. And so it sounds like Mark kind of takes a holistic approach with that and, works with you from a social emotional standpoint, and helps you navigate all that is involved in that process. So thank you so much, Mark. I will definitely include your information too when I post this. So hopefully people will find their way to you.
And
Thank you.
always remember that business needs to be a joy, and if it's not a joy, come and see me.
I love that. That's a great way to end.